Hello, Shoady. How are we all doing? Bit later than normal. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. I had some bits and pieces to go through and deal with. I wanted to do this group therapy session for Venom, Let There Be Carnage. We've got a massive delay here, so I am sorry about that. But for movies that I think are particularly bad, I do these kind of group hangouts where we can all just rant and rave about it, basically. And I think I've only ever done it twice. I've done it once for The Last Jedi. No, The Rise of Skywalker. Sorry, keep getting them fucking muddled up. So I did it for the Rise of Skywalker, and I did it also for the Masters of the Universe Revelations. So I've only ever done them twice. There's a special place for these group therapy sessions, and genuinely, I think Venom Let There Be Carnage deserves to be as part of it as well, because it was bad. Yeah, Venom 2 Let There Be garbage. It is not a good film by any stretch of the imagination, so I thought we would just talk about it. Everything I hate, everything you hate, and it's a group therapy. We can all sort of just, come round together and enjoy and just, just bask in the nonsense that is Venom Let There Be Carnage. So please do hit that like button on the way in, guys. We've got 80, nearly 100 people here, but only 14 likes. That's pretty terrible stuff. Hit that like button, guys. It does help get the video out there to more people. So please do hit that like button. So let's talk about it. Obviously, we're going to talk full spoilers here. And if anyone likes the film, probably not going to be the best stream for you. You're probably going to really dislike the stream, because it is just me ranting and raving and hating about it, basically, because it is fucking terrible. It is a bad film. It's bad film actually from start to finish. Now, if you've got anything you want to chime in with, you want to support the channel, use the super chat function. Really good way to get your points across quickly, as well as supporting the channel, basically. So first thing that I hated about this film, and I truly did hate it, and it's one of the reasons why I quite liked the first one, because I enjoyed the first one for what it was. I thought it was just dumb fun, right? I thought it was a dumb fun movie. This film, fuck me, was terrible. And it's because they fundamentally changed the character of Eddie Brock between the first and the second. It's like in between those films, he's had a brain aneurysm. He's literally had a fucking brain aneurysm. I don't know what they've done to Eddie Brock between the first and the second film, but it's like he's mentally shot in the brain. So in the first film, and I asked a friend this, I said, hey, look, guy, mate of mine, if I asked you to describe Eddie Brock, how would you describe him to me? And he was like, well, a bit of a rebel, sort of truth seeker. And I was like, yeah, good, yeah. And I was like, what about him would you say, about his journalism? Because he had a TV show, right? And he was like, yeah. So, he's obviously, pretty well to do, pretty put together. I was like, yeah, but he lost that, didn't he? He was like, yeah, but obviously, these things happen. I'm like, exactly. No, he's fundamentally an idiot in this second film. They just bring him back and he's an absolute idiot. An absolute idiot. It's like they went, what was the last few lines of dialogue in Venom? Oh, that he's a loser. Let's just make him a loser. And he's literally Venom's bitch in this film. Literally just Venom's bitch in this film. He's like, no journalist. He's not good at journalism, even though he had a TV show as a journalist. How do you work that one out? How do you work that one out? Seriously? So they literally go, right, okay, well, he had a TV show, but no, he's just a loser. We called him a loser in the first film. At the end, that's all we can remember. So we'll just make him a loser in this film now. Yeah, fine, sure, whatever, mate. What an absolute piece of trash that was. I couldn't believe that. I genuinely couldn't believe that. And that was one of the things which made the film so bad, is that I'm watching like slapstick Tom Hardy playing Eddie. Slapstick Tom Hardy. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. We've got a brand new member on the channel, Vitaly Guz. Thank you so much. And Orion Pax 880 dropped in with 20 Norwegian kroner, I think it is. It says, Mr. H, what's your thoughts on the Sardukar? That rings a bell. I thought it was from June. Yeah. Oh, they were the elite military force, weren't they? For the Emperor. Yeah. So just real quickly, obviously, you know, any topic is welcome here whilst we're talking about this, if it's from Super Chat. So the Sardukar actually were really good in June. I really liked them. That, you know, they only got 2 legions, so you clearly can see how terrifying they are. If under 2 legions they basically destroy the whole of House Atreides. Yeah, mental. Anyway, let's get back to the movie. So, terrible film. Let's get back to this absolute piece of crap. Again, it is a piece of crap. And again, like, you know, I give you full warning. You know, I'm not going to be enjoying this film in this review, this live stream thing. This is the whole point of group therapy sessions. We're just going to rant about it. That is literally the point. So, we've got 163 people, but only 61 likes. That's pretty unacceptable. Come on, hit that like button, ladies and gents. So, like I said, awful characterization of Eddie Brock. Actually awful. Really a shame. Like an actual shame that they just destroyed. And I do think that they destroyed the character of Eddie Brock in this film. From what we had in the first one to this second. Just a total idiot. An absolute ingrate. And then from there, the thing I think what bugged me the most about this fucking film was you split Eddie and Venom up for the entire movie. Like they're there at the start, and then they're split up for the entire movie basically until the very end. And they're only split up so they can sort of come together again. It's a really stupid plot device, and that is the plot device to make them realise they can work together, that they're symbiotic. And you look at that and you go, right, okay, how else can we get them to work together and realise they're symbiotic? I'll tell you what we could do, ladies and gents. Here you go. Grand idea to Sony out there. You could get, check this out. Check this. Let me blow your eyeballs and your earballs. You could get Venom and Eddie Brock to face off against Carnage at the start and lose. Oh! And then they have to, you know, an internal struggle. They've got to realise that they have to work together. And then you actually get 2 Venom Carnage fights rather than 1. Oh, wow! I've just fixed most of the movie. Because that's right, ladies and gents. They only face off against each other once. Once! And then Carnage is dead. He's killed. Fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, yeah, there you go. That epic Venom villain that you have. Destroyed. Gone. 1 movie. 1 fight. And done, nonetheless. I mean, what? That's terrible. That is awful. Why would you do that? That's just a joke. Like, how can anyone think that is good? And remember, ladies and gents, they have Eddie and Venom split up for the entire movie just so they can figure out that they need to work together again. You could do that by making a better film by having them face off against Carnage at the start. Why would you not do that? Like, why would you not do that? You know, write out all that. You know, people don't. You know, Cletus Cassidy's interesting, but you're really there for Carnage. You know, you're there a little bit for Cletus Cassidy, but you are there for Carnage, right? That's the character you want to see, more so than anyone else. And then they just like, we'll get to the very end of this film in a moment. That stupid line, Eddie, I just wanted to be your friend. What? What was that? What on earth was that? Oh god, this film was garbage. They didn't even upgrade like the CGI from the first one to the second one. Awful. Absolutely awful. I couldn't believe they why? You didn't do any texturizing or anything like that? Like why? Oh god. I think what annoyed me the most about this film was it was just boring. It was a boring film. Boring movie. Boring. Martin Stallard, will there be a sequel to Dune? I hope so. I'd like there to be one. The man with a plan says this movie should have been a two-parter with a nice cliffhanger at the end of the first part. Yeah? But no, ladies and gents, remember, we'll just kill Carnage off in the first movie that he's introduced in. I actually think they've killed off every single symbiote in that universe now. I don't think there's any more symbiotes left. Because all of them were killed off at the first one. And then I think that they were killed off in the... Now the only one left was Carnage and he's killed off. Because Shriek isn't a symbiote. Shriek's a mutant. What? Oh. Donovan Bradford says, H, madness has no method. So Cassidy wanting a friend, yeah, don't care. I don't care. But, it was a shit line. What I wanted most was a friend. Like, shut up. Gosh, terrible line. Oh, terrible. Oh, yeah, Sony, they kill everyone off. I just don't understand. It was such a bad movie. Such a waste, as they could do so much more with Carnage. Well, no, they did a lot with Carnage. Rye Pie, I'll stop you there, mate. They made him become a tornado. Why would you do that? Also, to really show how brutal Carnage is, why, when all of the prisoners were there going, yeah, did you not just show Carnage kill them all? Because he would. Why didn't he just kill all the prisoners? And you didn't have to show it, to obviously keep it PG-13. But you could have just killed them all and had blood splurts on the windows. And have screaming from the outside, right? Because Carnage would have killed them all. Why? That would have shown that he was absolutely nutso. But no, they didn't. Wall 1970 says, the spice must flow. Thank you so much. For the £2 super chat. Thank you so much. Jonathan Chavez says they turned the comedy up to 1,000 and it killed the movie for me. Most of it sucked. Yeah, again, that's the other part, right? The comedy wasn't even comedy. It was this weird slapstick movie that I was watching. So fucking odd. Yeah, that's right. Carnage, the Tasmanian devil. Yeah, tornado Carnage. What the fuck? Yeah. So literally in the prison, he just becomes a tornado with air and everything. It's not just red. Him being red floating around. No. There's actual air. Proper grey. Like a proper tornado. Like you see all air, sort of grey clouds sort of floating around. Oh my god. How did you generate the air in the prison? And in such a confined space. How? Oh, it was trash. And then I think what annoyed me the most, like, you got this love relationship between Cletus Cassidy and Shriek, right? And like, he's murdering people left, right, and centre. He's killing cops. He's stealing cars. He's doing all this stuff. And then right at the end, Shriek is like, no, it's too much now. Stop. What do you mean it's too much, love? You've killed people. What are you on about? It's too much. What are you on about? Like, what? What do you mean suddenly it's too much? What? Why suddenly is it too much? Why suddenly is it now too much? Fucking trash, honestly. And, check this out, that I think is even worse. The whole start of the movie, horrible dubbing from Woody Harrelson on young Woody Harrelson, though. The whole start of this movie is to show Cletus Cassidy and this young girl loved one another, right? When they were at Estes' home for children. So this little girl gets taken and put in Ravencroft, right? As a little girl. Suddenly, Cletus Cassidy comes to rescue her as an adult. She can fucking drive a car. She knows how to drive a car. How? She's been in prison all her life. How does she know how to drive a car? Fucking talk about plot holes. How? How does she know how to drive a fucking car? Guys, tell me. Because I don't know. I'd love to know. Did she read it? She read it in a newspaper she was given? She pass it online? God. Awful. Awful. And then I think the other thing which really annoyed me about this, right? Well, loads. It's just going to be loads of things that annoyed me. Lots of people are talking about the post-credit scene, right? The post-credit scene doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense at all. Because the end of the movie, they're like, yeah, we can be the lethal protector. Yeah, we can go and rescue, good people from bad guys. Blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah, cool. No worries. And then the post-credit scene is Tom Holland appearing on the TV. No context behind it, just appearing on the TV. Obviously, they go into a different multiverse. And Venom licks the screen and is like, So, right, either you're licking the screen because you came out as gay in the movie and you want to, bone him. Or you're licking the screen because you want to fight him. Why would you fight him? He's a good guy. There is no means to get them to fight now because they've spent 2 movies establishing that Venom is a good guy. That he only eats bad guys. They've spent 2 movies establishing that Venom is good. By what mechanism are they going to have Venom and Spider-Man fight? Pray tell. By what mechanism? Like how? Can't believe Spider-Man, the animated show from the 90s, has a better Venom and Venom 2 storyline with them than this overpriced crap, yeah? Donovan Bradford says, post-credit was weird, yeah, I'll give you it. Like what happened, did Venom get sucked into a multiverse? Yeah, so that he just glitched out into a multiverse, basically. If you don't know why Venom would have that reaction towards Peter, you don't know Venom. He's never seen Peter Parker before, mate. You haven't even answered the question. Come on, if I don't know Venom, answer the bloody question. Why? Why would he have that reaction? He's never seen Peter Parker before. He doesn't know Peter Parker. He's just been sucked into a different bloody universe. So how? Why? Why would he do that reaction? Come on. It's all well and good saying I'm wrong and I don't know it, but correct me then. Actually fucking correct me. How? How am I wrong? Ellie Moses drops in. Says, hope you're well, H. Not seen the film, but what's funny is that early reactions seem to be interested more in the post-credits rather than the film. Eternals is having the same early Twitter buzz too. Yeah, Eternals has like exactly the same talking points. It's a really different Marvel movie. It's like, yeah, you can all say different. Like, you're just all saying different. Al Humphrey says, so disappointed with this terrible sequel. I was so ready for Carnage, but what we got was terrible. Andy Serkis should stick to acting. It was really bad. And I had quite high hopes for Andy Serkis, actually. He was awful as a director on this. And you know it was awful because he's the one which is directing the actors. He's like, you need to perform it like this. This is the character I need you to play. So his direction was atrocious. Like, was actually bad. Yeah, not good. Not good. Not good. Gotham Knight says, isn't he part of a hive mind or some crap? Well, apparently so, yeah. It's all over the news that Spider-Man murdered someone. Yeah, but then that's being corrected. Unless Venom literally interacts with Spider-Man in the Multiverse of Madness, which is correcting it all anyway, it's not going to make any difference, is it? This is what I mean. Like, unless you're going to get a Venom cameo in the Multiverse of Madness, it's not going to happen. Again, your answer here, Gwyn Bled, or Blide, doesn't make any sense. He's never interacted with Peter. How's he going to know that he wants to merge with Peter from a picture on a TV? I understand in the actual lore and canon, when he's interacted with Peter Parker, he hasn't. He doesn't know him. So it doesn't make sense. Nah. I think you're explaining away far too much that what Sony, Sony is laughing right now for you explaining their terrible plot holes, basically. Yeah, awful film. Wasn't Tom Hardy seen on the set of No Way Home? No, I don't think so. I could be wrong. But yeah, maybe. But then it still doesn't make any sense because they're going to interact for all of like a few seconds. This is the point. That whole move. This is like, even if what you're saying is true, and Venom will appear in No Way Home, right? Just take this just for an instance. Even if what you're saying is true, and Venom will appear in No Way Home, he's going to be in it for all of 5 minutes, and it will be fan service. Venom won't do fuck all to Spider-Man because that entire movie is then basically correcting the issue of Spider-Man being framed for murder, right? So you tell me how big of a role Venom's going to have in that movie. Not very big. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out, guys. It won't be very big. It'll be a very small part. So even if what you're saying is true, it doesn't matter. It might as well not be true. It literally doesn't matter. Spider-Man didn't have the symbiote first in this universe. This is the point you need to remember. In this universe, he didn't. They're not connected in any way. Venom's never seen Spider-Man before. That post-credit scene was absolute trash. It meant nothing. Garbage. And what was with Stephen Graham's glowing eyes near the end? What was that? Exactly! Like, Shriek was said to be a bloody mutant, but then all of a sudden at the very end, Stephen Graham is basically got Shriek in him. Like, how? How? So he's got glowing eyes because? Does he now have a symbiote in him? Did Shriek actually have a symbiote, but didn't get her powers from a symbiote? Like, what the fuck? Honestly. A Gotham Knight dropped in, supporting the channel with £5. It says, I think the fight on its own was good between Venom and Carnage. However, the movie wasn't funny, and it felt like there was no character development, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, it's real bad. Real bad. No character development. No... I mean, the only character arc you could really say that there was between Eddie and Venom, but that was a pointless... There was pointless character development. We'd all... The thing is, FYI, we'd already had that story arc, the character arc of Eddie and Venom in the first film, of them learning that they need to work together in symbiosis. Remember, that's what the entire first film was about, wasn't it? Because then at the end, they were like, oh, we can work together now. Yeah, we're stronger when we work together. You're a loser, I'm a loser, let's work together. Like, fuck me. Terrible. Like, why did they just go through the same thing again? Astral Walker says, I work at a movie theatre and even groups of teens are walking out of this movie and trashing it. All the jokes are even cringe to kids. Yeah, the jokes were awful. Like Venom rocking up to a bloody Cinco de Mayo gay bar club thing going, oh, Eddie's kept me hidden. Like, who is that for? Who's that actually for? Like, that was trash. But again, it's this, the narrative structure of trying to pull Eddie and Venom away from one another. Why? Don't. Don't. They're together. You know, get them to the end point of that, of that plot device with a different plot device. The end point is that they learn that they need to work together. Right, okay. So write a better film, get them to go up against one another, i.e. go up against Carnage at the start. And then them just get beaten to an inch of their life. And they have to communicate and they have to work together. That would get you a much better film. And it would get you two Venom fights. Venom Carnage fights. And you'd get the same outcome. Them learning that they need to work together. Fuck, terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. We got 312 viewers, but not even 200 likes. Hit that like button, please, ladies and gents. Please do. Hit that like button. I think too much of this film was played for laughs. Yes. That was another massive key factor in this film being a huge, huge failure. Is that they went, right, what did people like about the first one? What were all the reviewers saying? Oh, yeah, so they found it funny. Okay, great. We'll fucking all the humour. It's not funny. There wasn't any humour in it. It was just slapstick. It was literally just slapstick. Like, what was that bloody apartment fight about? Oh, God. It was real bad. Real bad. Not good. Yeah, not good at all. Gaga Leather says it was a really lazy stint at trying to pander to gay people. Just made me groan and roll my eyes. Yeah, it was just dumb. Like, it was a real dumb scene. Oh, Eddie's kept me hidden. Whoa, but now I'm here. Oh, I wish he could see me. Like, shut up. Shut up. Mark and Varen says, Mr. H, there is some theory that the symbiote this Eddie has some type of memories from the symbiote of the other universe, and when he sees Spider-Man, he sees him as an enemy. Hey, look, maybe, but don't you think you're literally doing Sony's job for them by explaining this when they didn't explain it, and they probably won't explain it? You know? How? How would he have memories? Surely everyone would have memories of everyone else's universes then. You know, just because they're part of a hive mind doesn't mean they're connected via multiverses, does it? Oh, God, this film sucked. Any thoughts on what can be better in Venom 3 to correct the mistake in 2? Stop fucking killing off the bloody symbiotes. It's the only interesting thing about the universe of Venom. Stop killing... What villains does Venom have? Tell me. He doesn't exactly have a lot, does he? You just fucking killed 2 of them. What you did? You killed Riot in the first one. You killed Carnage in this one. Stop killing the bloody fucking villains. Ah. Why would you do that? Not good. So that's one major thing that they can do. Stop killing off the villains. Actually play it a bit more seriously. Actually don't have Eddie and Venom split up for the entire film. Venom 3, let there be sacrilege. Fuck it hell, honestly. It sucks that Tom Hardy's career has been reduced to this. Yeah, I agree. Austin Smith says, so theatres near me, Connecticut, USA, did a double feature of Universal's Dracula and Frankenstein. And those movies were still better than Venom. Mate, you can't beat the oldies. Classic oldies are great. There's still that comic with millions of symbiotes. Yeah, but they won't be making ones from the comics, will they? But also, how lazy would that be? Like this millions of symbiotes comet hurtling towards Earth didn't happen, in the second film. It's fine. It just coincidentally ends up in the third one. Sean H, you're going to give yourself an aneurysm, probably, and a heart attack. I'm sure. I think I'm going to do... FYI, I had an almighty nosebleed on Monday. It was awful. So just before I streamed, right, I'm sat there in bed, and I'm like, I can taste something in the back of my mouth. And I'm like... But I don't get nosebleeds, by the way. There's a point to this story. And I could taste something in the back of my mouth. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, that is gross. And I'm like, that is quite metal tasting. And then... And then I sniff and I'm like, oh, I can feel a lot of it now. And then I breathe, and then I just pissing out blood out both bloody nostrils. And it just went on for like 10, 15 minutes. It was awful. Like covered towels full of blood. It was awful. Loads of clots coming out. It was horrendous. Anyway, you don't need to know about my my epic nosebleeds. But yeah, no, I won't give myself an aneurysm. I'll probably just die of high blood pressure from getting angry at films. Miles Tiano says it's an hour and a half of slapstick garbage, and it's definitely only that long because the screening audience couldn't take any longer. So that's interesting, right? This film is so short, yet feels fucking so long. It feels so long. Oh my god, does this film drag? I remember turning to... So I went to my friend. I went with my friend, and I remember turning to my friend during the screening, and I was like... I'm like looking at my watch. I'm like, mate, like we're just talking about it. I'm like, how long's left? I'm like, not that long. It's like, fuck me. How long has it been going for? I'm like, about an hour. It's like half an hour. It's fuck, feels like 2 hours. Oh, it was so bad. So bad. So bad. I could not believe how. And the thing is, right? So Tom Workin says bad pacing, right? It's not even so much bad pacing, because the pace is really quick. It's that it's boring. You get Eddie and Venom to split up for most of the movie, so that's boring, right? That's boring as shit. And then you just introduce dumb scene after dumb scene after dumb scene, and you're waiting. I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to get to this big build-up, and you're like, yeah, no, it's crap. It's crap. This big build-up of this massive crescendo of carnage at the end. Nah, it's garbage. And I feel so sorry for, you know, Tom Hardy. Like, what is he doing? This is a man that was it. Did that great film Warrior, and then obviously, you know, was Bane. You know, he can act. Like, Warrior is an amazing film. That's a heartbreaking film. It's really, really good. And yeah, no, like, what's he doing in Venom? I mean, he must be getting such a big payday to do these films. Why would you do them? Martin Stallard says Venom 3, let there be nosebleeds. Yeah, pretty much. Do you think the film was messed with by the studio, or did they just drop the ball this badly? I think they just dropped the ball. I don't think necessarily Woody Harrelson was miscast, because they managed to cut the trailer in a way that made him look menacing, right? But then they didn't show him that in the movie properly. Like he's you know, he could be quite menacing, but he wasn't like that in the movie. So it's bad direction, because the trailer people were better at cutting it. They cut it well. Fuck that movie. Oh god. And then I feel bad as well for Stephen Graham, the guy who played the police officer, right? Stephen Graham is a really good actor. He is a really good actor. He's very, very good. He's good in everything he's in. You know, and admittedly, he wasn't amazing in this, but he was still a pretty good part of it. You know, his acting wasn't terrible. The accent was pretty bad. But he's a good actor. And I always think, like, yes, it's going to be his big break. He's going to do... No. Nah. Shit. I thought this would be a good break for him. Nah. Shit. A Gotham Knight says, I think he does it for his kids. He said that once. Fucking stop doing it for kids. Stop doing it. Donovan Bradford says he sucked his Bane. His voice is a meme. Oh, yes, Mr. UPS man. Yeah. Oh, a man's wife is his life. The South Park one. Yeah, no, that was good. Mark Pugh says, feels long and boring. It went by in no time. The only thing I hated about it was Carnage and Cletus not being symbiotic. What BS is that? Well, more for you if you liked it. Hey, it fucking dragged for me. This is what I mean. Like, I don't mind anyone that liked the film, but obviously, you know, don't negate the fact that I thought it was trash either. I hope your guys' opinion of Andy Serkis hasn't lowered too much. Directing, not his strength, but he's still a great actor and performer, and I'm looking forward to his Alfred. Yeah, so Colin McLean, like, I think he'll be great as Alfred. But, you know, as you say, he's a shitty director, but he's being directed by a good director in The Batman. And I think it'll be a good Alfred. I think it'll be good. Yeah. We got 342 viewers, 229 likes. Hit that like button, guys. If you want to contribute to our group therapy session, basically ranting and raving about everything we hated about Venom, please do drop a comment, do a super chat to support the channel, as well as get your point across quicker. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've got to say these things periodically every now and then. Please do follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at MissHReviews. Would be good to have you guys over there. And I've also got a second channel where I work on cars and I vlog a little bit. You can see that in the description box. They're not just random cars, they're actually really rare, cool cars. So check that out in the description box as well. Tom was wasted as Mad Max. Yeah, I agree. I agree, he was wasted as Mad Max, actually. He's a good actor, but what is he doing in this trash? And again, I quite like the first Venom. Army of Uno says, do you think Venom will show up in No Way Home? Well, this is the thing. This is what a lot of people are saying. That's their explanation for them sort of facing, you know, potentially Venom facing off against one another. Venom and Spider-Man. But even if he does turn up, like, he's only going to face off against Spider-Man for all of like 5 minutes because No Way Home is about something completely different. So no, that's not going to be a big deal, is it? Oh, God. Not good. Annie McCallum says, people say watch this because it isn't woke. Just because it isn't woke doesn't mean this film is any good. Yeah, but I mean, it was just, oh my God, one of the other things, Mrs. Chen, the CG on Mrs. Chen's face of Venom. Holy shit, that was bad. That was real bad. That was awful. She looks like she's been, like, pressed with an iron. It's like a flat face. Ah, it was terrible. Yeah, that was real bad, actually. Circus also stated that Spider-Man will eventually cross over with the Venom films. Hardy and Circus also expressed interest in featuring the symbiote dragon Grendel in the third Venom film. But it doesn't matter because he's only going to die. Carnage was a cool idea, but he died in you know, his one and only film. And as well, if bloody symbiotes can just eat one another, right? If they can just eat one another, why didn't Venom just eat Carnage off of Woody Harrelson's Cletus Cassidy? Why didn't he just chomp him off? Sounded really wrong, didn't it? But do you know what I mean? Why? Why didn't he just chew him? Chew him up? Oh dear. Awful. Yeah, Andy Serkis should be very good as Alfred in the Batman. He is a really good actor. I can't wait for the Batman. I can't wait for the Batman. I think it's gonna rock. I fucking on jizz in my pants over that Batman trailer. I think that is the best trailer ever. We're going on blurry. Let me fix that for you. Not that you particularly want to see my face, but you know, still, I'm sure one or two of you do. There you go. There's my face in crisp, clear 720p. I need to get a new camera for live streaming. Get like a 4K one or something like that. Well, probably just 1080p. Because this is quite clear, isn't it? This isn't that bad. But yeah, I do need another one. Yeah, they're 50-50. The first one was pretty decent. I didn't mind the first one. Thought it was dumb fun. But this movie was shithouse. So I don't know if I'm going to watch anymore. Not good. It was just bad from start to finish. It felt empty, lifeless. I tell you what, it felt like a movie made by committee. There you go. Yeah. It felt very much like a movie made by committee. But I think what's annoying about this is the story was by bloody Tom Hardy. If you look at the credits, Tom Hardy has a story credit on this. Stop letting actors write things. Stop letting them. They're shit. They're employed to pretend to be other people. They're not good. Bad film. Bad film from start to finish. Bad film. Bad pacing. Even the music was bad as well. The music sucked. I don't want to listen to bloody hip-hop music in my fucking superhero movie. I'll piss off with this shit. I'm so sick of fucking hip-hop music. No, and I like hip-hop, but it's not proper hip-hop, is it? It's just pop hip-hop. Pop. It's pop-pop. Pop-hop. Pop-hop. Hip-hop. Whatever. It's crap. They do it all the time in the trailers. That's garbage. Stop doing it in the trailers. Fuck. Even the trailers look like a downgrade with lines like, that's a red one. Oh, yeah, I know. They didn't even explain that. They're like, that is a red one. Like, okay, what about the red ones? What's so dangerous about the red ones? They didn't explain it. Tell me why he was so afraid of him. Tell me what's so bad about the red ones. The only actor who made a good contribution to the story of the movie was Jigsaw's actor, Tobin Bell. Yeah. I was going to say Sony stick to Spider-Verse films, but Marvel just jacked that idea for themselves. Yeah, true. Pop, hip hop, pop. Yeah, I know. Fuck, I just went off on one then, didn't I? Do you think Tom Hardy got a writing credit because it looked like half the movie was ad-libbed? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it probably was ad-libbed. I can't get how they changed Eddie Brock so much. Because they literally have Venom doing his journalist job for him. It's like, look over there, Eddie. Look in the cell, Eddie. There's clues on the walls, Eddie. It's like, Eddie Brock should know this. He had a fucking TV show. He should know this. Now, what are you doing? Awful. Hated it. Oh dear. I think that's me all ranted out now. Might do another live stream tomorrow, a bit longer. Does anyone have any questions or anything like that they want to ask? Not related to Venom, about anything. About any of the stuff which released today, maybe the June review or anything like that. Let me know. Wu-Tang Killer Bees. No, Tobin is not in, as in Tobin Bell is an actor with a writing credit on Saw films, I think. Astra Walker says, imagine being on that committee when they were detailing that cringy rave scene. Sony has always been a trash studio with a couple good hits. Sony does some pretty good things. Like, their screen gems are good. They're good. Screen gems are good. Yeah, June's good. I enjoyed June. I did enjoy June. I just didn't like the soundtrack. I just thought it was a bit lifeless. A lot of people are like, yeah, but if you like industrial music, you should like this. I'm like, I do like industrial music. I just thought it, I don't know, I just thought it was subpar to what it could be. You know, I don't want to listen to a woman going, rah, 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 rah. You know, like, I get it. They're in the sand. Like, I get it. I don't need to listen to a woman doing that in the score to understand where they are. I wanted more like, you know, uplifting, sort of, rah. You know, there's war scenes where there's nothing. And I'm like, what? Come on. It just wasn't that good. And someone commented on my Dune review going, I've listened. I strongly disagree, Mr. H. I've listened to that soundtrack. I haven't watched the movie, but the soundtrack's great. It's like, that's like telling me you like a burger because you've only tried fucking minced beef. You can't disagree with me if you've not watched the movie and you've only, you know, enjoyed one of the ingredients. What are you doing? Like, I don't like every burger just because I've liked minced beef. Come on now. Behave. God. That comment that annoyed me. I was like, what? How can you disagree? How? You literally admit to not watching the movie but only listen to the soundtrack. I'm sure the soundtrack's great by itself, but come on. What are you doing? Bread is nice by itself. You put some, you know, shit condiment with it, bread becomes horrendous. You know, 9 times out of 10 you all love bread, but if I put some Marmite on that, you're going to fucking throw up. Some of you will anyway. Like, come on. If you haven't got the full picture, you can't disagree. But anyway, people like that would just convince themselves that they liked it regardless. So, a bit difficult really. But no, I just didn't care for the score. The thing is that the score's not terrible. You know, It's not a terrible score, and I do say that in the review. The point of the score is it's just not good. Yeah, it just wasn't. It just wasn't good. But it wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. And if a film score for that scale isn't good, then it's by default bad. If that makes sense. But yeah, no, bit of a weird one to be fair. Yeah, but I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I liked the movie quite a lot. Yeah. Chrissy Nicholson says, Mr. H, your rants are so fun to watch. Good, I'm glad. I mean, this is all in good fun. Like, I'm trying to... These are supposed to be relatively comedic, you know? Like, I am being quite over-dramatic for a reason. I mean, it's still a fucking bad film, but yeah, I am being over-dramatic for a reason. So I'm glad some people understand that and enjoy it for what it is. But yeah, no, I like Dune. I thought it was decent. I think, unfortunately, the trailers are a bit misleading. I think if you watch the trailers, you're going to go, yeah, man, this is a war film. It's not a war film. It's not a war film at all. A lot of politics, a lot of explanation. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a war film. But it's good. Like, it was good. The pacing was good. I was surprised by the pacing. I thought the pacing would be bad, but it was pretty decent, actually. Mr. H, is that a photo of Dead Man's shoes? No, it's a painting. What photo? So, this there is a painting of an original character by Paul Gerard. That's a sketch of Jasper. That's a Datsun 510. And that's an alien and predator playing chess. Am I going to see The Last Duel? No. I've got no interest in that film at all. I have literally no interest in that film. Miguel Duran says, alright, what are we on about today? Just got in. Clues in the title, mate. Venom 2. Couldn't be any more precise, but we're rounding it down now anyway. Al Humphrey says, now, Mr. H, there's no need to take it out on the Marmite. Marmite is great as far as I'm concerned. Well, Al Humphrey is my dude. More for you. I'm not a fan of Marmite. Although I like Marmite flavoured stuff. Weirdly. But yeah. Does use of Symbiote only bring out anger, or does it reduce IQ as well? I think they need to explain that in the third one. Yeah, true. Yeah, because Eddie Brock suddenly become, you know, an idiot, and Carnage just became mental. Love the car channel you have. Love the Nissan Baby GTR. Really nice to see classic cars get a new life. Yeah. I mean, I'm all about saving cars. So yeah. Daryl, do you drive a Datsun? I do, actually. I have a Datsun 720 pickup truck with a SR20 DET swapped into it. I'm actually really into my cars. Those that watch these live streams fairly regularly will know that, and those that know of my second channel will know that, because I have a second channel all about cars. I'm really into my cars. Smoke Monster says, if Atlas is bad, Mr. H is going to have a meltdown. Yes, I will. Any news on the Judge Dredd TV show? Yeah, it's probably not happening. Let's be honest, probably not happening. Get the hot sauce out, Mr. H. I will. So I need to source some plain... I get them from Lidl, actually. Plain hot wings. No, not hot wings. Plain chicken wings. And then I'm going to bake them with the sauce on. And then I'll have the sauces lined up. And then we'll do a dab on each as well. That's how I'm going to do it. I probably shit my pants that night as well. So if anyone doesn't know, I've got a P.O. box, and Al Humphreys, kind supporter of the channel, sent over the Hot Ones box. So I've got all of the Hot Ones, the hot sauces. So I'm going to be doing the Hot Ones challenge, basically, on a live stream for fun. So I think that should be good fun. It'll either be a live stream or a pre-recorded thing, and I'll get guys to do questions and sort of poll them like that. We'll see. I second the Hot Ones challenge. I am going to do it. I just need to buy chicken wings, plain chicken wings, basically. I've got hot chicken wings in my freezer, but I need to buy plain chicken wings. Andy McCallum says, almost slipped into a coma after watching this film. Oh god, I was so bored. I had to do a back-to-back of Venom and then bloody Halloween Kills. It was shockingly bad. Don't forget to ask what shipping companies members use to successfully send your PO box. Well, anyway, guys. So how do people send things to my PO box in the UK and also the US? Let Beef Tink no, because there are some guys that have sent stuff over. So Wall 1970, you've sent something over. What courier service did you use? You're in the UK. What did you use? And those in the States, I don't know if there's anyone here actually at the moment who's stateside that sent something to the PO box. But if anyone did, let me know, because Beef Tink needs to know, and it is something which I do need to know, to be fair. Mr. H said he's auditioning for the next James Bond. I am, yeah. That's why I shaved my beard off. That's why. It's not. No, Nick won't be doing the hot ones. What are the odds of another Friday the 13th? Not likely for a while, I don't think. Some yard pimp wings. What? Oh, so War 1970 in the UK just sent something with the post office, first class large letter. Yeah, if you send anything with the post office, they should be able to ship it out to a PO box. Can't do it if it's recorded delivery though, like signed for in the UK. Anything that is signed for, you can't. Professor Anthrax, I'll send you a t-shirt. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that'd be cool. Plain bread is good too for taking down the heat factor of hot sauce. I'm just going to get some milk. That was my plan. I was going to have milk on tap. But we shall see. Because water just accentuates the heat. So if you have milk. Yeah, I've already answered you. Who gives a shit? That is literally from that's an original creation. It's a painting. From Paul Gerard. It's not from anything. It's from Paul Gerard. He's a concept artist for films. So I guess you won't need the Venom 2 coffee cup I was planning to send you. Definitely not, Kenneth. I'm sorry, mate. No. I feel like everything has become so tired and stale with blockbuster movies now. Everything's a remake. Yeah, it's crap. Awful, awful, awful. Anyway, guys, so we're going to shoot off now. Please do follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. H Reviews. I hope you enjoyed this group therapy session. Want to try and stay on point with these and then round them up when I'm sort of all one and done. I hope you enjoy it, though. I always love doing these. These are good fun. Venom 2 has now joined the very rare place among two other things. So it's three now. So we got The Rise of Skywalker. We've got the Master of the Universe Revelations, and now we've got Venom 2. They've all become group therapy session worthy. This kind of replaces the Mr. Hate reviews. This is like a live Mr. Hate reviews, basically. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please do give the video a like, and please do share it after the fact. Thanks so much. Take care.